All right, breaking overnight, the U.S. Supreme Court appears possibly poised to strike down Roe versus Wade.
That's according to Politico, which claims it obtained a draft majority opinion overturning the landmark ruling that established abortion rights in America. Stephanie Whitfield is live with the latest on this story. She is outside of Houston City Hall right now, where a protest is set to happen later tonight. Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning. That rally will happen on the steps of City Hall at 6 o'clock tonight, and the group that organized this protest calls the news an assault on abortion rights. In the report released last night, Politico says it obtained a 98-page draft opinion that was circulated among the justices earlier this year. It's important to note this opinion is not final until published, and it's also unclear if this is the final version of the opinion. We also don't know whether any justices have changed or could change their stances. But in it, Justice Samuel Alito reportedly writes, quote, "Roe was egregiously wrong from the start, and that it's time for state lawmakers to make their own decisions about abortion rights." Loyola law professor Jessica Levinson says about half of the states want to ban or severely restrict abortions.
If the draft opinion stands, what it means is that women will live in two very different Americas.
The leaked draft opinion is in response to a case about Mississippi's law, which bans most abortions after 15 weeks. The final ruling on that case is expected by July. In the meantime, experts are calling this an unprecedented breach in Supreme Court confidentiality. When asked about the leak, the court had no comment last night, but sources tell CBS News an FBI investigation is likely going to be launched into the source of the leak. We're live at Houston City Hall. Stephanie Whitfield, KHOU 11 News.
A lot of reaction coming in overnight about this from Planned Parenthood, the ACLU, and from our elected officials here in Texas. So let's start with Senator Ted Cruz. He says if this report is true, this is nothing short of a massive victory for life and will save the lives of millions of innocent babies. However, he is not in support of that leak and that violation of trust. Next, we have Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee saying the Trump U.S. Supreme Court finally got their wish by violating precedent and destroying decades of privacy rights for women. And then Republican Dan Crenshaw keeping it short and sweet, saying simply less abortion, more adoption. Why is that controversial?
Now, a recent CBS News poll found more than 6 in 10 Americans would want their state to make abortion legal if Roe versus Wade were to be struck down. But that would not happen here in the state of Texas. Last year, Governor Abbott signed a so-called trigger law. That means a Supreme Court ruling that overturns Roe or gives states the authority to prohibit abortions would automatically lead to a law outlawing all abortions here. Right now in Texas, abortions are banned after roughly 6 weeks. It doesn't put the punishment burden on the state. Instead, it uses private citizens and civil penalties in a controversial method that's already worked its way through the courts. Now, if the Supreme Court decides to strike down Roe versus Wade, the state's complete abortion ban would go into effect 30 days after that decision is announced. Texas doctors could face life in prison or a $100,000 fine at that point for performing abortions. And we want to remind you, all of this is dependent on an official Supreme Court decision. What we have seen so far is reportedly only a draft opinion. And Politico released that 98-page document. We've posted it on our website, khou.com, so you can go take a look at it. We'll also be sending out news updates as they happen on the KHOU 11 News app.